How to compile C source file on Windows machine. How to compile and debug C++ with VS Code. In this video, I'll show you how to compile and debug a C program we wrote in VS Code. I open a new file by right-clicking on an empty place and clicking on New Text Document for the source file. I save it by typing .c instead of .txt. From Start menu, I click on Visual Studio Code's blue icon to open it. Now I open this file I created from the File Open folder menus in VS Code. When I click on Folders icon, I can see the file contents. Here is our hello.c source file. Let's make a simple Hello World software. I'm adding standard library. My main function will return 0. I write Hello World message in the printf function. I click the button on the top right. There are Run Code, Debug, and Run C++ file options. I click Run Code. The code is compiled. In a moment, we will compile without VS Code by running this command here, and Hello World output appears on the screen. In debug mode, I set a breakpoint here and click the debug button. We can proceed in debug mode with the buttons above. For further debugging purposes, I add this static integer counter variable here, and I increment this counter variable here inside my for loop. I increase it 10 times. Let's debug it. I'm clicking on debug C and C++ file and clicking on gcc.exe build and debug active file. Here I can see my variables on the left. My counter is 0. I'm clicking on step over, and I can see my variables increasing. I can debug like this. For the simplicity, I'm deleting this code here and stopping my debug with clicking on Stop button. The code we compiled created an exe file in the Windows operating system. We can also open our Hello World application by double-clicking on the exe file. So why doesn't Hello World appear on the screen? If you pay attention, the program actually opens and closes quickly. I add getChar function to keep the message on the screen, so program will stay on the screen until the user clicks a button. Now let's look at the compiled result again. Let's try it from the exe file. As you can see here, with the help of getChar function, the Hello World message is now permanent on the screen. Debug and compile operations are done with the help of some extensions in VS Code. Therefore, Run Code and debug buttons will not appear unless you install these extensions. Let's click the extensions button to install them. You can also open it with Ctrl-Shift-X buttons. Here are the 4 extensions I use. 1. C++, 2. C++ extension pack 3, C++ Dems, and 4. CodeRunner. The last one is the most important. CodeRunner does debug and compile. CodeRunner runs the following command on a Windows computer and compiles it. This command goes to the directory where the hello.c file is located. It creates an executable file named hello.exe in this directory by running the command gcc hello.c-o-hello. The only command needed to compile is gcc, but the gcc command may not work on your computer. GCC, short for GNU Compiler Collection. It's a free and open source compiler system. It runs on Linux operating system. The MinGW program must be installed to run on Windows. So, can we do this compilation process without VS Code? The short answer is yes. First of all, I delete the compiled executable file because we will create this executable file from the command line. Only hello.c is left. I open the command prompt. With the cd command, I enter the directory where hello.c is located. I press the tab key and it found hello.c. Yes, it found the relevant directory. I enter the command gcc hello.c-o hello123. So I named the file hello123.exe. The compilation is successful. I run the program by double-clicking. You can see the text Hello World on the screen. Just by using command prompt, hello.c turned into executable file. I was able to compile with the gcc command because gcc was installed on my computer in the directory here. You can find the MinGW with a simple search on Google. Download MinGW from the website here. Start the installation. The directory specified for the installation will be used when adding the system environment variable. Click the Continue button and wait until the installation is 100%. Now we need to select some packages and install them. Here you can get help from the document on how to install MinGW. Right-click and select Mark for installation. You should select all the packages that are marked here. Then click on Installation button and click on Apply Changes. Find Edit the System Environment variable in the Windows search. Click on the Environment Variables button. Open the Path section. Enter the directory where MinGW is installed. I copy and paste this directory to path in the environment variables. The installation process is finished. I close the windows and open the command prompt. Enter the gcc ---- version command. It shows the gcc version. It means it was installed successfully. I go back to the directory where our hello.c source file is located with the cd command. I type the necessary command to compile. GCC compiles successfully. I open the compiled exe file. Hello world message is seen. If the extensions I mentioned are installed, we can now do the compile process on the VS Code side. Before compiling, I delete the compiled files to see if we can actually compile. Successfully compiled and hello world message is seen. Let's also see that the debug part also works. That is all the operations. Enjoy programming using Visual Studio Code.